There's a secret Louise Hay discovered at 60. A secret so powerful, she admitted to being afraid to share it with the world. 3 words, just 3 words, that completely reprogram the male brain. And by the end of this story, you'll understand why every woman who has used them never looked back. But before I reveal these words, I need to confess something. Something that might hurt to hear, but you need to know. You, like millions of other women, have been programmed to fail in relationships with men. It's not your fault. It's the system. You were taught to be sweet, to be understanding, to believe that love is earned through sacrifice. All lies, all strategies that backfire, that make you invisible to the very ones who should adore you. Louise Hay understood this in the most painful way possible. It was 1978. She'd just been diagnosed with cancer. Doctors gave her months to live. Her husband had left her. She was utterly alone. And it was in that moment of complete darkness that she made a discovery that will forever change how you view human relationships. Do you know what happens in a man's brain when he hears certain words? His nervous system goes haywire. Literally, brainwaves shift frequency, oxytocin levels soar, and a primitive part of his brain, the part that controls attachment, activates like never before. I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm talking about science, neurobiology, understanding how the male mind really works to stop fighting against its nature and finally use it to your advantage. Because you see, dear friends, we women possess a superpower we've never been taught to use, a power that transcends physical beauty, beyond traditional seduction. It's the power of the right words, the correct energetic frequencies, mental reprogramming through vocal vibration. Louise Hay wasn't the first to discover this. Wise women have known this for millennia. Geishas, French courtesans, priestesses of ancient Egypt. They all knew this secret, but modern society made us forget. Today I'm giving you back that power. Today I'm revealing the 3 words Louise Hay called the key to the male heart. But first, you must promise one thing. You must promise to use this knowledge responsibly, because what I'm about to reveal is not a game. It's pure magic. It's applied neurobiology. It's the power to transform any man into your devoted protector. Let's start with the first word. A word so simple you probably already use it. But you use it the wrong way, at the wrong time, with the wrong energy. And that's why it doesn't work. This word activates in a man what scientists call the alpha protection reflex. It's imprinted in his DNA. He can't resist it. He can't pretend not to feel it. It's stronger than him. The word is, help me. But wait, before you tell me you've already tried it and it didn't work, let me explain why you failed. Because what seemed like a simple request for help actually hides a science so complex it takes years of study to master. The problem isn't the word. The problem is that you said it the wrong way, with the wrong energy, at the wrong time, sometimes even to the wrong man. Louise Hay discovered that there are 7 different frequencies to say, help me. 7 different ways of pronouncing this word that produce 7 completely different reactions in the male brain. 6 of these ways fail miserably. Only one works, and it always works. It's what she called the wounded goddess's plea. It's not a desperate, help me. It's not an angry help me. It's not a manipulative, help me. It's something completely different. It's a help me that comes from the depths of the feminine soul. A help me that touches primitive chords in a man he didn't even know he possessed. But how do you do it? How do you pronounce this magic word the right way? First of all, you must understand a fundamental truth that Louise Hay spent years understanding. Men are not programmed to respond to our words. They are programmed to respond to our energy, to our vibrational state, to the emotional frequency we radiate when we speak. When you say, help me, from a position of inner strength, from a calm yet vulnerable center, from a space of absolute trust in his ability to be your hero. The magic happens. His brain receives a signal that says, "This woman sees me as the man I want to be. She gives me the opportunity to prove my worth." And that, dear friend, is the secret that transforms any man into a child seeking his mother's approval. But not a critical mother. A mother who believes in him, who sees him as great even when he feels small. The second word is even more powerful. It's a word that goes against everything you've been taught about being a modern, independent woman. But Louise Hay discovered that this word activates in a man what she called the lover's hunter instinct. Before I reveal it, however, I must tell you what happened to Louise when she first used it consciously. It was 1982. She had just finished writing her first book. She felt strong, healed, reborn. But she was still single, and she was starting to think that maybe she would never find love again. It was during a dinner with friends that she met David, a fascinating man, but clearly accustomed to being the one to court, to lead the game, to decide the timing and methods of conquest. A man who had always had all the women he wanted, without the slightest effort. Louise immediately understood that traditional strategies wouldn't work with him. She had to do something different. She had to use that second magic word she had discovered by studying male psychology. At the end of the evening, when he asked for her phone number with that confidence typical of someone used to never receiving a no, Louise looked him in the eyes and said that word. A single word, 8 letters that completely changed the dynamics between them. The word was maybe. David was literally speechless. For the first time in his adult life, a man who had always had everything served on a silver platter found himself facing a mystery, a half-open door, a possibility that was neither a yes nor a no, but something infinitely more exciting. Maybe is not just a word. It's a dimensional portal. It's the territory of the unknown, where magnetic attraction resides. It's the space where the male imagination can run wild, creating 1,000 possible scenarios. When you say, maybe, to a man, you activate the same brain chemistry as a child on Christmas morning. Anticipation, mystery, the possibility that something wonderful is about to happen, but not right away, not yet. He has to wait. He has to earn it. He has to win it. But be warned, there's a precise science here too. Maybe, said the wrong way, becomes rejection. Maybe, said the right way, becomes obsession. The difference lies in the smile that accompanies the word, the light in your eyes, the playful yet unavailable energy you transmit. Louise Hay called this technique the art of selective availability. You're not difficult. You're not complicated. You are precious. There's a huge difference. A difficult woman repels. A precious woman attracts like a magnet. And now we arrive at the third word, the most powerful of all. The one Louise Hay considered so dangerous that she hesitated for years before including it in her teachings. A word that, used correctly, can make a man think of you every day for the rest of his life, even if you don't see each other anymore, even if he's married to someone else, even if years go by. This word activates what neurobiologists call permanent emotional imprinting. It's like tattooing your presence into his emotional memory. It's like becoming the soundtrack of his nostalgia. It's like forever being the woman who could have been perfect. But before I reveal it to you, I need to prepare you psychologically, because this word requires a courage that few women possess. It requires the ability to be vulnerable without being needy, to be human without being fragile, to show your soul without giving away your power. The word is thank you. Does it seem trivial? Obvious? Something you already say every day? That's precisely why it doesn't work. Because you say it like everyone else. Mechanically, socially, without intention, without energy, without magic. The thank you. Louise Hay spoke of isn't social gratitude. It's sacred acknowledgement. It's the moment a woman recognizes the divine essence in the man before her. It's the moment he feels seen, acknowledged, appreciated not for what he has done, but for who he is. When a man feels this kind of gratitude from a woman, something happens in his nervous system that neuroscientists are still trying to fully understand. His dopamine levels increase by 300%. His brain starts producing oxytocin, as if he were in love. And what experts call positive addiction is created. But how do you say thank you in this special way? How do you transform such a common word into such a powerful force? The secret is in the timing. The exact moment you say it, the energy you put behind that word, the feeling you convey of being genuinely grateful for his existence in your life. You don't say it when he does something for you. You say it when he's simply being himself, when he makes you laugh unintentionally, when he's kind to the waiter, when he shows that authentic part of himself that he usually hides from the world. At that moment, you look him in the eyes and say, "Thank you," as if you were thanking the universe for putting this man before you, as if his mere presence were a gift you didn't expect to receive. And here, the greatest magic happens, because at that moment, he doesn't just feel desired or wanted. He feels blessed by your presence. He feels lucky to exist in your world. He feels as if he's become a better version of himself, simply because you saw him truly. This is the power of Louise Hay's 3 words. Help me activates his protective instinct. Maybe ignites his passion for conquest. Thank you creates positive emotional dependence on your presence. But there's still something you need to know. Something Louise Hay discovered only in the last years of her life. These 3 words alone are not enough. They must be integrated into what she called the Relational Transformation Protocol, a complete system that doesn't just limit itself to words, but includes energy, timing, body language, and especially what happens after. Because you see, dear friend, the real secret isn't just making a man fall in love. The real secret is keeping him in love while you remain free. It's creating a dynamic where he chases you without you having to run away, where he adores you without you having to submit, where he chooses you every day without you ever having to beg for attention again. And that requires a much deeper strategy than 3 simple words. Louise Hay called this strategy the Modern Goddess Protocol, a 5-phase system that transforms any woman from option to absolute priority in any man's mind, a system she herself used to attract and maintain the love of her life after 60. But before I reveal this protocol, I must tell you what happened to Sarah, a dear friend of mine who applied these techniques with such extraordinary results that even today, 3 years later, it seems surreal to me. Sarah was 35, divorced, 2 children, an ex-husband who left her for a 22-year-old. She felt invisible, aged, forgotten by the male world. She was convinced that her days of seduction were over forever. Then she discovered Louise Hay's techniques, and in 6 months, her life changed completely. She not only found love, she found 3 incredible men who literally competed for her attention. Successful men, handsome men, men who had plenty of choices, but who chose her. How did she do it? She perfectly applied what I'm about to teach you. The first phase of the protocol is called energetic reset. Because you see, dear friend, before you can use the 3 magic words, you must rid yourself of all the negative energy you've accumulated in past relationships. You must turn off that frequency of despair that men sense from miles away. Men have an incredible 6th sense for perceiving female despair. It's like an alarm bell ringing in their heads, an alarm that says, "Danger. This woman needs me to feel complete." And that makes them run away faster than anything else. Louise Hay discovered that there are 3 toxic energies that sabotage any attempt at seduction. The first is the energy of control. That woman who tries to manage every moment, every conversation, every situation. The second is the energy of lack. That woman who conveys a need for a man to feel fulfilled. The third is the energy of judgment. That woman who criticizes, corrects, tries to improve the man in front of her. The energetic reset eliminates these 3 toxins from your system, and it does so through a technique Louise called the Complete Goddess Meditation. Every morning for 21 days, you must repeat 3 affirmations to yourself that completely reprogram your subconscious. First affirmation: I am complete within myself. A man in my life is a gift, not a necessity. This eliminates the energy of lack. This restores you to your original feminine power. Second affirmation: I flow with life instead of controlling it. I allow events to happen naturally. This dissolves the energy of control. This returns that natural grace that attracts like a magnet. Third affirmation: I see the divine in every man I meet. I appreciate his essence instead of judging his actions. This transforms the energy of judgment into energy of appreciation. And men are addicted to genuine appreciation. But beware, it's not enough to repeat these phrases mechanically. You must feel them. You must believe them. You must allow these truths to become so deeply rooted in your being that they become your new identity. The second phase is called magnetic activation. Once you've cleansed your energy, you must activate it. You must become like a lighthouse in the night, attracting ships to shore. You must radiate the kind of femininity that makes men turn their heads in the street. Louise Hay discovered that true femininity has nothing to do with physical appearance. It has to do with energy, with presence, with that ineffable quality that some women possess and that drives men of all ages wild. This energy is activated through what she called the daily goddess ritual. Every day before leaving the house, you must look in the mirror and connect with the goddess within you. Not the insecure woman, not the wounded woman, the goddess. You must remember that you are a direct descendant of Cleopatra, of Venus, of all the great seductresses of history. You have the same DNA, the same energy, the same power. The only difference is that they knew they had it. You have forgotten. The ritual is simple but powerful. You look in the mirror and say, I am a goddess in human form. Every man who meets me is blessed by my presence. I bring magic wherever I go. Then breathe deeply and feel this energy spreading throughout your body. Feel your spine straightening, your shoulders opening, your chest expanding, your eyes shining with a new light. This energetic shift is so powerful that men perceive it immediately. They can't explain what has changed in you. They only know that something is different, something magnetic, something that irresistibly draws them in. The third phase is the art of selective presence. Here we begin to use the 3 magic words, but in a precise strategic context. You don't use them with all men. You use them only with those who have proven themselves worthy of your energy. Louise Hay had a golden rule. Never give away your magic on a first date. A man must earn the right to feel your power. He must demonstrate that he is conscious enough to appreciate it, mature enough not to take it for granted. How do you know if a man is ready? You observe 3 things. First, how he treats people he considers inferior. The waiter, the cashier, the doorman. A man who respects everyone will also respect you. Second, how he speaks about his exes. If he constantly criticizes them, he will do the same to you. Third, how present he is when you are with him. If he's always on his phone, he's not ready to receive your energy. Only when a man passes these 3 tests do you begin to use the magic words. and you use them following what Louise called the code of progressive seduction. First encounter after selection. You only use thank you, but you use it only once. At the most unexpected moment, when he does something genuinely kind that demonstrates his true nature, you look him in the eyes, smile, and say, "Thank you," with all your heart. Then change the subject. Nothing more. Second encounter. Introduce maybe. When he asks you to see him again, you smile mysteriously and say, "Maybe." You don't explain. You don't justify. You let the word float in the air like a perfume that lingers even after you've left. Third encounter. If he has shown himself to be truly interested in you as a person, use "help me," but not for trivial things. Use it for something that touches your authentic vulnerability, something that allows him to be your hero without making him feel used. The fourth phase is emotional escalation. Once you've established your power through the 3 words, you must intensify the emotional experience. You must become not only desirable, but unforgettable. Louise Hay discovered that men fall in love with women who make them feel like better versions of themselves. Not women who try to change them. Not women who criticize them. Women who see their potential and reflect it like a magic mirror. This is done through what she called soul feedback. Every time he shows a positive aspect of his character, you reflect it back to him using a precise technique. Don't say, "You're great." Too generic. Don't say, "I like you." Too obvious. Say something that touches his deepest identity. When you did that, I saw the man you truly are. There's something about your kindness that reminds me that good men still exist. Your presence makes me feel safe in a way I haven't felt in a long time. These phrases do something magical in the male brain. They make him feel seen, recognized, appreciated for who he is, not for what he has or what he does. And this creates an emotional dependency stronger than any drug. But there's an even deeper secret. A secret that Louise Hay only revealed to her most advanced students. True feminine power is not in getting a man's attention. It's in keeping it without losing yourself in the process. The 5th and final phase is called maintaining magnetic independence. This is where ordinary women are separated from legendary ones. This is where it's decided whether you'll become another love story that ends badly, or the woman he will remember for life as the one he should never have let go. The secret is what Louise called the paradox of availability. You must be emotionally available but physically elusive. You need to be present, but not predictable. You need to love him, but not need him. This is achieved by maintaining 3 areas of your life completely independent of him: your personal growth, your professional dreams, your female friendships. These 3 areas are your pillars of power. If he starts to dominate them, you lose your magic. Louise Hay had an ironclad rule. A man can enter your life to enrich it, never to complete it. This means that even when you're madly in love, a part of you remains always inaccessible, always mysterious, always growing. And here we arrive at the biggest paradox of all. The more independent you remain, the more he wants you. The fuller your life is without him, the more he wants to be a part of it. The happier you are on your own, the more he wants to be the reason for your happiness. But be careful. This doesn't mean being cold. It doesn't mean being detached. It means being like the sun, shining with your own light, being a source of warmth and energy that he can choose to approach. But that never goes out if he walks away. This is the ultimate power that Louise Hay discovered. The power to be loved without losing yourself. The power to give everything in love without ever feeling empty. The power to be vulnerable without being fragile. And now, dear friend, knowing all her secrets, I must confess the ultimate truth, the most important of all. These techniques only work if you use them to attract the right man for you, not to convince the wrong man to stay, not to change a man who doesn't deserve you. to magnetize towards you that soulmate who is looking for exactly a woman like you. Because you see, Louise Hay's true power wasn't manipulating men. It was becoming so magnetically authentic that only the right men felt drawn to her. It was eliminating from her life all those who weren't aligned with her values, her dreams, her vision of love. The 3 magic words are only the beginning. The real journey begins when you stop trying to please everyone and start pleasing yourself profoundly. When you stop adapting to what he wants and start radiating who you truly are. And when that happens, you no longer need techniques. You yourself become a living technique. You become a human magnet that attracts only what resonates with your highest frequency. This is Louise Hay's legacy. Not a method for manipulation, a lifestyle for magnetization. Not a way to get love, a way to become love. Not a strategy to find the right man, a transformation to become the right woman. And when you become that woman, you no longer need to seek love. Love finds you. You no longer need to beg for attention. Attention chases you. You no longer need to plead for fidelity. You become so irresistible that betraying you would be like betraying himself. This is the power that sleeps within you. This is the power that Louise Hay awakened in thousands of women before you. This is the power that's now yours. Use it wisely. Use it with love. Use it to create relationships that uplift everyone. And always remember that your worth doesn't depend on how much a man desires you. It's the desire you feel for yourself, for life, for your dreams, for the highest version of yourself. That is the real magic. That is the true seduction. That is the true feminine revolution that Louise Hay started and that now continues through you.